today we have Dr. Koteshwar Rao with us, who is principal of Meena Institute of Engineering and Technology for Women, Nalgonda. The Meena institution provides individual attention, world-class education, and take care of character building with a high sense of discipline and social relevance. In a serene and peaceful environment, last but not least, their institution encourages and advises the student in a way such that they learn how to live more about life. So let's begin our interview with Dr. Koteshwar Rao. Sir, you have held key positions at educational institutes throughout your professional career. What are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
First of all, I became a professor. I die as a professor. It is my choice. It is not my chance, not by chance. I am choosing this career from since 2002 onwards. I have 19 years of teaching experience. I am a Dr. Koteshwar Rao Seelam. So my intention is, as a professor and as a principal of the institution, to do the service to the students, so that the student can inculcate their services to the society in a at large manner. So that is why I am choosing this field. And come to the factors. What are the key factors means? First, what are the common needs for the human being? Food, shelter, clothes. These are the things are essential goods for the human being. So, how these three things are going to be utilized by an individual as in a luxurious manner, not by a compromised manner.
Being the principal of Meena Institute of Engineering and Technology for Women, what is your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
First of all, being a leader, to lead the people like a traffic man, traffic police. So he has to balance all the four corners by giving some time delay. Like that, here I have to cope up the management as well as the staff, as well as the students, so as well as the infrastructure, as well as the stakeholders of the surrounding areas. Everything I have to balancing day to day, minute to minute, to be a successful leader. In terms of outcome-based education, in terms of satisfying Bloom's taxonomy, in terms of placements, in terms of industry visits. So, in all aspects, similarly for the career of the faculty, a better career of the faculty members, publications. So, next projects, funding, proposals. So, these are all by giving in a hierarchical manner. These are the works assigned to in a hierarchical manner, and I have to extract all the works and make our institute in a better position among surrounding colleges of Miryalagoda in Nalgonda district of Telangana state. So particularly the students came from very rural background students to our college, particularly women's. So it is our duty, it is our fortunate to empower the women community, so that the women is the main role model to entire generations of our family, as our husband, our children. So that once we give we give proper discipline, proper proper good things, proper good attitude. We are trained in a proper good attitude, character, behavior, everything we have to trained during these 4 years course. Definitely the women become a successful woman when she go to the job or when she go to a family life. or in around the globe where she has go to in a corners of the world, she will be a successful woman. We will try to make our to give best of out of it. That is the key feature of key factor to become a leader of our women's college, of as a principal to acting as a leader. Sir, thank you, sir.
Being the principal of your college, how do you strategize about key programs and plans for marketing and administration of your school?
Marketing of our school to get the maximum intake from the stakeholders is we are adapting some of the procedures, sir. First of all, we are very strict in academics and get the good results and give the placements. So the same thing we have to project to the public by means of in terms of showing hoardings and pamphlets through SMS, like so many strategies we are using to marketing our college as a whole throughout the year, not one day. So every week, every month we are conducting some of the programs, workshops, seminars, webinars. So like that, these are every day we are projecting all these, every progress we have to projecting in our college website as well as media as well. So that like that we have to market ourselves and get a good intake to our institution, sir.
How does the curriculum of your college ensure the best practice of the industry?
Okay, regarding curriculum, we are strictly bound to the university concerned. So what the university has instructed us in the curriculum, so that curriculum we have to follow, or not by our own curriculum, because our college is affiliated to JNTU Hyderabad University. It is not an autonomous university, autonomous college. That's why as per curriculum of university, first 3 years they are giving academic schedule, credits, 2 mids and assignments, finally end exam for each semester, 2 mid examinations and 1 semester exam, end exam. Like that, 4 mid examinations and 2 semester examinations throughout the year. Coming to the final year, the curriculum gives us as information like project work. 4th semester, first semester mini project, second semester major project along with subjects. So like that, the university every month they are monitoring us in terms of asking attendance, monthly attendance, fortnight attendance, and thumb attendance of the faculty. So like that, thumb attendance of the students. So everything they have to monitor yearly once they are coming to visit our campus for assessment of all the equipment and infrastructure, faculty, everything. Then only they will give the accreditation. After that, once accreditation came, the college is functioning as functioning with respect to the university norms. So the curriculum which is designed by the university. So based on that curriculum, we have to follow time to time. Strictly we have to follow, and that curriculum will reach the student without any difficulty by inviting lectures, guest lectures from eminent institutions like NIT, IITs and all. So this is the curriculum aspect we are following in our institution, sir.
Any insights into how your college could be more welcoming to the students of different economic backgrounds?
Coming to the academic background of the students, coming from rural background students, 90% of the students, particularly women community. So we are providing free hostels to the students. With free of cost, we are providing a lunch, dinner, breakfast, everything throughout the years the university, the government giving a fees reimbursement is very less. Even then, we are giving a nominal food to the students, average food. So here they are coming for the education, not for the food purpose. That's why most of 80% of the students are economically poor background students. So we are motivating the students to join in our college. We are providing free education, free hostel facility, so that some of the economically poor students are joining in our college and getting the job. So that is more happiest thing for us to serve the needy people for the betterment of the society. So similarly, some of the above average, above poverty level people also, students also coming. So for that we charge some amount. We are providing hostel facilities to students, and similarly we are balancing both below poverty line students and above poverty line students in our institution.
What do you think should be your college's top priority over the next 10 years?
Coming to the next 10 years, our vision and mission of our institution is to go for accreditations and EBIT. Nowadays, everything is outcome-based education. So after learning 4 years of course, how the student is going to fit in the industry, whether he is suitable for industry or not, whether he is suitable for qualifying higher education or not. So that is everything is outcome-based education, sir. For that, we need to improve the quality of our education institution by going accreditation, in NBA accreditation and as well as NAC accreditation by coming 5 years, future 5 years. We are going accreditations. Similarly, we go for autonomous status. So like that, our planning is there. I hope that our stakeholders will cooperate with us to encourage our management and staff members and students. Similarly, the university also giving such an encouragement. Definitely, we will achieve our goals for upcoming 10 years.
When you first came to this college, what was your vision for this college? Has it evolved over time, and how far along in implementing that vision are you?
When I came to this college, first I want to take a qualified faculty as a senior faculty from each department. That intern will train the remaining faculty members, so that what are the vision and mission, what are the achievements to be done that are easy for me to get good results, to get a good reputation in the public. That's why first my vision is to bring qualified faculty like PhDs from each department. At least 2 PhDs I have to procure and make the department so strong, so that the college will reach the goals. That is my intention, sir. And similarly, I will ask the management to provide such a financial budget to have a good faculty, to have a good labs, and to have a good greenery, and similarly to have good ambience in that college. So like that, I have to motivate our management as well.
What is your college's greatest strength?
Our college strength is our students, sir. They are well disciplined. They are very motivated students. Whenever we have to initiate any program, they will come forward, and they themselves acting as a leaders, and they fulfill the target. Similarly, every day morning, every day we have conduct study hours from up to 10 o'clock, because all the students are staying in our hostel. So we are conducting the study hours. That in turn will leads to get good results in our college. Similarly, another strength of our college is it is very located to highway, national highway, Hyderabad, Kodada, Vijayawada, Hyderabad highway. That it is well connected to railway station and bus stand and airports. So similarly, our main strength is our management. Whatever we ask, whatever we propose a budget, immediately they will sanction for implementation of academics. So that is why our strength is our students, our management, and our stakeholders. So that is our strength, sir.
Any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and aspiring students?
My suggestion is to utilize the time effectively. Nowadays, the youth are going in a wrong direction, like they are continuously 24 into 7, out of 24 hours of a day, a minimum 10 hours they are spending with mobile phone, with chatting and video, YouTubes, unwanted YouTubes, and everything. Even they are far away from the relationships. So try to avoid the mobile phone, utilization of the mobile phone in wrong directions. They're utilizing the mobile phone with less time effectively. That is the thing. One suggestion I am giving to the youth. And one more thing is, the youth has to work hard to meet the needs of the industry by developing their knowledge in terms of communication skills, technical skills, oral skills, everything they have to improve. Similarly, the youth has to avoid some of the bad habits like smoking, drinking, and drugs, avoiding of drugs, eradicating of drugs by the youth is good. So not all the students, some of the students are going in a wrong direction. That is my suggestion to the youth. So every student has to not to get a job, he has to become an entrepreneur, he has to become a educationalist, has to become a businessman. So like that, not the government is not provide a job to all the people in the country. So the student has to become an entrepreneur, he has to give jobs to the remaining people. Like that, the student can think of it. So, socio-economic culture, and similarly the youth also enter into the politics also to change the reforms of the country. That is my one of the suggestion to the youth. Thank you, sir.
We are almost at the end of the interview, sir. Any other message you would like to give?
First of all, I thank to College Dunia for giving me this opportunity to explore my views to the in a local and as well as global media. Thank you very much for College Dunia. So, as an academician, I will tell the faculty member. Faculty is nowadays a private faculty are suffering a lot during the COVID pandemic. The government is unable to support. Similarly, the managements are not supporting. They are doing business, vegetable business. They are going for concrete works, labor works. They are going. So the teaching is a noble profession in other countries, but in India, that is a drastic situation. That is a horrible thing. Nobody is caring about a teacher, but that is very unfortunate thing. So the government has to think about that. The NGOs and the other philanthropists, industrialists come forward to feed the private teachers and encourage the private teachers. Government teachers, they are earning more salaries, no problem. For coming to the private teachers, only 30%, 20% salaries they are earning per month. Already most of the people are resigned their jobs and they are doing other works, so to survive the family. So this is my additional suggestion giving to College Dunia to help the needy teachers. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. That was Dr. Kopeshwar Rao with us from Meena Institute of Engineering and Technology for Women. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us and sharing your valuable views. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.